Another session in this series. In the previous session, we ended on question number 169. In this session, it starts with question number 170. Cool. Now the question says, in the diagram, angle ABC and BCD are right angles. So these two angles are right angles. That means what? They are equal to 90 each. Okay? Cool. So let's write it down. This is 90 and this is also 90. Cool. Now, we've been given that this angle is what? T, and then this angle right here is 70. Okay, cool. Now they want us to find what? T. Find the value of T. So we have to find the value of T. Okay, cool. Now how do we find the value of T? We can find the value of T by finding the sum of angles, the interior angles of this diagram right here. Okay, now before we can find T, we need to also find this angle. But we know this angle simply to be what? 70, because these two angles are what? They are opposite angles. They are what? They are vertically opposite angles. So this angle here is also what? 70. Okay, cool. So now, if we find the sum of the interior angles, then we can use our formula and then we equate it. Okay, 180 n minus 2, which is the sum of what? The interior angles of a polygon. Cool. Now here our n equals what? N is equal to 4, because this polygon has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that means we'd have 180 4 minus 2 to be equal to the sum of everything, all the angles right here. Okay, so that will be 90 plus 90 plus 70 plus t. So we'd have 360 is equal to 90 plus 90 plus 70 plus t. Okay, so t will give us 360 minus 250. Okay, so 2 will finally give us 110. Okay, which is C. Alright, so the value of T is 110. Cool. The question says, question number 171 says, the sum of the interior angles of a regular polygon with k sides, so that means our n is equal to k, cool, is 3k minus 10 right angles. Oh, okay. So what this means is the sum of the interior angles, where the formula is what? N minus 2 is equal to what? 3k minus 10 right angles. That means 3k minus 10 right angles. Right angle means 90 degrees, right? So times 90. That's what the question means. Okay, cool. But we know that our n is equal to what? K. So we can just put k in place of our n. Cool. So that means 180 k minus 2 is equal to 3k minus 10 multiplying 90. Okay, cool. So here we can cancel out, we can divide by 90, we can divide both sides by 90, so we can cancel 90 out. Okay, so this 90 cancels this 90, and 90 goes into 180 twice. Cool. So we'd have 2k minus 2 in the bracket equals 3k minus 10. So we'd have 2k minus 4 to be equal to 3k minus 10. If we rearrange this, we'll get 3k minus 2k is equal to 10 minus 4. Okay, cool. So that means k is equal to what? 6. All right. Now, we've been told to find the size of the exterior angle, not k. So what we do is we write the formula for the exterior angle, which is 360 over n. But in this case, our n is equal to k, so we can just write k over there, right? K. And we know that our k is what? 6. So that means the exterior angle, let's bring it right here, is equal to what? 60. Okay, which is A. Alright, cool. Over to question number 172. The question says, this triangle is a product of, is produced to T. Okay, if the length of xy is the same as the length of zy, that means this is the same as, sorry, this and this are the same. Okay, this is the same. Okay, and then this angle is what? 40. Then we should find the angle xzt. So this angle is what you're looking for. Okay, this angle right here. Okay, that's what you're looking for. So let's call it as x. Okay, cool. Now, how do we find x? How do you find x? You can find x by finding this angle right here. Okay, how do we find this angle right here? Now, we've been told that this angle, this triangle, these lines are the same, right? So if these lines are the same, the length of these lines are the same. That means these angles what are the same. Okay, so let's call those angles y. Okay, so this angle is y, and this is also y. Cool. All right, so now that means if we add the angles in this, if we add the angles in this triangle, we should get what? 180, right? So 40 plus y should give us what? 180. So 2y will give us 180 minus 40, which is equal to 140. Okay, so 2y equals 140. Let's divide both sides by 2. We'll get what? 70. Okay, so y equals 70. If y equals 70, then x will be equal to what? X will be equal to what? 180 minus 70, because this straight line gives us a supplementary angle, right? So we know that x plus y equals what? 180. So x will give us 180 minus y, and we know that y is what? 70. So our answer will be 110. Okay, cool, which is B. Let's move on to question number 173. The question says, which of the following is not an exterior angle of a regular polygon? Okay, cool. We know that to find the exterior angle of a regular polygon, the formula is what? 316 over n. And then our result will give us what? A whole number. Right? A whole number. Now, cool. Now, that means that when we look at this solution over here, the solution is to be given over here. When we divide 360 by the angle over here, we should get a whole number, which is what? N. That's what I mean to say earlier. So assuming our angle is theta, then if we divide 360 by theta, which is the exterior angle, we should get what? The number of sides. Okay, n. Okay, so this theta over here is each of this. Now we know that the number of sides of a polygon cannot be what? A decimal. It has to be a whole number. Okay, so we say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be even 2. It has to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and above. Okay, cool. So that means our answer, when we divide 360 by each of these angles for a regular polygon, should give us a whole number. So anyone that does not give us a whole number is not what? A polygon. Okay, cool. All right, so let's start with the first one. The first one is what? A. So we say 360 over 66 should give us what? A whole number. So let's divide that and see. When we cancel out, let's say 6 goes here 11, and then 6 goes here 60. Okay, so we have 60 over 11. Now when we divide this, we don't get a whole number. Okay, we get maybe 5 point something. Okay, 5 point something. If you do division, you see that you don't get a whole number. That means this our angle 66 is not what? An exterior angle of any regular polygon, right? So our answer is what? A. Cool. Right, I think we'll have to stop here for now. Thank you so much for watching this session. In the next session, we'll move on to question 174. See you again next time. Bye.